Oh, welcome to 90 plus 1 facts about Alexis Sanchez. 1. Yes, that's right, Alexis Sanchez's full name is Alexis Alejandro Sanchez. That's rivaling Neville or Edward Woodward for dumbest name ever. 2. If you find it easier, you can call him by his nickname El Nino Maravilla, the Wonder Child. 3. He was also called the Squirrel when he was younger for his boundless energy and ability to climb trees to retrieve footballs. 4. For a man who is only 5'6.5", he scored 8 of his 60 Premier League goals with his head. 5. He's the 6th most vertically challenged player in the entire Premier League. 6. Sanchez first joined Cobreloa alongside his future national teammate Aranguiz and Eduardo Vargas. 7. He made his senior debut in 2005 at age 16. He finished his first season with 3 goals and 38 before scoring 9 in 12 the following year. 8. This caught the attention of Udinese, who took him to Italy for £1.7 million, before immediately loaning him to Chilean side Colo Colo. It is spelled out differently. 9. It was at Colo Colo where he won his first trophy, winning the Torneo Clausura final 3-2. 10. He scored his first ever hat-trick in the 2007 Copa Libertadores. 11. He ended his second season on loan with Colo Colo by winning his first league title by the age of 19. 12. Sanchez then impressed in the Under-20 World Cup, before spending one more season on loan in South America. He returned to make his debut for Udinese against Bassano, winning man of the match. 13. It took him until October to score his first league goal, and he received huge criticism from fans throughout the season, as he finished with just 3 goals in 32. You're shit, mate. You'll never amount to anything. Boo! F*** off. 14. His second season offered fans an improvement. He scored 5 and assisted 4 in the league, as well as dragging them to the Coppa Italia semi-final. 15. It was in his third season where Sanchez stopped noncing his dogs and really took to the pitch. He scored 4 goals against Palermo, breaking the most goals scored in a single match by a Chilean player in Serie A. That is an incredibly specific record. 16. His partnership with Di Natale resulted in 39 goals between them, with Sanchez ending the season with 12 goals and 10 assists in 31 games. 17. Barcelona saw the potential in the Chilean and Guardiola forked out €26 million for the player, who became the first ever Chilean to play for the club. 18. Guardiola said Sanchez can play in all attacking positions, as well as defend. Sanchez said he wanted to learn from players like Messi and Xavi, as well as win more titles. I think it should be safe to say that he did all of those things. 19. He was injured on his full debut by the curly-headed diving smirking Marcelo. However, on his La Liga debut, he scored his first goal in a 5-0 rout over Villarreal. 20. He got his own back on the curly-headed diving smirking when they next met, scoring the equaliser in an eventual 3-1 win. 21. Everyone always remembers their first time, a magical moment where no one is disappointed, and it's exactly like how the movies say it is. Sanchez's first time, scoring in the Champions League, came against Bayer Leverkusen. He scored twice that game. 22. He ended his first season with 12 goals and 6 assists in La Liga. Not bad, but could have done better. He did, however, do that thing he said earlier, winning 4 trophies in his first season. 23. He sort of did similar the following season, but took until February to score in the league. Regardless of his personal season of mediocrity, he did manage to stop dogging his dogs for a minute so he could lift the La Liga title. 24. In what turned out to be his last season in Spain, he had his best season by scoring 19 goals and getting 12 assists in the league alone. Wow, that's f***ing mint, mate. You must have won loads. Oh, he only won the Supercopa de España. It's a bit crap, innit? 25. This meant he had the best chance conversion rate in Spain that season, converting 19 of his 61 shots. 26. Despite a strong season, he was always overlooked by Gerardo Martino in the big fixtures. This led Alexis Sanchez to decide to swap the Nou Camp for the most depressing, cringy, painful, and domestic cup stat padders of all time, Arsenal Football Club. 27. The team from South East London, who just decided they wanted to play in North London one day, bought the Chilean for £31.7 million. 28. Sanchez was so happy to be joining Arsenal, a club which has a great manager, a fantastic squad of players, huge support around the world, and a great stadium in London. He's now realised they're all insufferable, that no fans like any of the players, and that everyone pays 60 quid to watch this French leech slowly, and I mean slowly, fulfill his wish to die in the Arsenal dugout. Mate, just sell the club. It's not even fun to watch as an opposing fan anymore. It's just boring. 29. I'm going to conveniently skip past the bit where his debut was beating City 3-0 and show you this picture instead, where he provided an assist on his Premier League debut in a win against Crystal Palace. 30. Arsenal won the 4th place trophy the previous season, so Alexis Sanchez had the honour of scoring the only goal in 180 minutes against Besiktas to send Arsenal through to the group stages of the competition they'll never win. 31. His first ever Premier League goal came against Leicester City, before scoring his second in as many games against Manchester City, his future club. No. 32. This particular Arsenal legend and Champions League winner with Barcelona describes Sanchez as Arsenal's best signing of the last 6 years, after he assisted 1 and scored 2 against Stoke. 33. Sanchez ended the season with 25 goals in all competitions, with his 25th being a long-range screamer in the most one-sided FA Cup final ever. At the time, that was his best ever scoring season. 34. That goal also made him the first Chilean to score in an FA Cup final since Newcastle's George Robledo in 1952. 35. This earned him a spot in the PFA Team of the Year, the only Arsenal player to be included. 36. He also won PFA Fans Player of the Year and Arsenal's Player of the Season. 37. After scoring his first Arsenal hat-trick against Leicester, it made him the first player to score hat-tricks in the Premier League, La Liga and Serie A. 38. It took until January 2017 for him to score his first penalty for the club, having missed the previous 2. 39. He won the FA Cup again in 2017. On the way, he scored against Manchester City in the semi-final, as well as only taking 4 minutes to score against Chelsea in the final. 40. He had by far his best season of his career, scoring 30 goals and getting 19 assists in all competitions. This attracted the interest of a certain old friend. 41. In the deadline day to forget for people like me, Sanchez had agreed to move to Manchester City, but Arsenal pulled out at the last second because his replacement, Lamar, didn't want to move to Arsenal, because no one wants to move to Arsenal, because it's Arsenal, apart from Aubameyang, apparently. 42. He was fully expected to join City in January, but in a truly shocking scene of events, he has now joined Manchester United. They had the audacity to offer more money than City, so, fair enough to be honest. 43. This week I want to know from you lovely lot, do you think he's made the right choice moving to United, or should he have moved to Manchester City? Vote now! Quickly. 44. There are reports he will earn between 300 grand and 400 grand a week. That's potentially more than Pogba, who is on a reported 290 grand a week. 45. That's a far cry from his first ever wage playing football, which was £60 a month. 46. Once United showed their interest, Sanchez's agent reportedly went back on an agreement and asked City for a £10 million fee just for himself. Guardiola and Chicky said, nah, you're right, we could afford that, but that's fucking mental. Mourinho and Edward Woodward were like, yeah, f*** it, why not? 47. We now take a flight over to Chile, where Sanchez made his international debut all the way back in 2006. 48. His first senior international goal came a year later against Switzerland. 49. He actually made his senior debut before he made his under-20 debut. 50. As of whenever the crap I wrote this script, he is the all-time top scorer for the Chilean national team with 39. 51. He's joint top with Claudio Bravo on 119 international caps, despite making his debut 2 years after Bravo. 52. In World Cup qualification games, he has a hugely impressive 14 goals and 13 assists in 41 games, as well as 4 goal contributions in 8 World Cup finals games. 53. His knack for being shit at penalties came back to haunt him when he missed his penalty in a shootout against Brazil in the 2014 World Cup round of 16. Did that damage his confidence from the spot? Find out in about 10 seconds when I read you the next fact. 54. He redeemed himself in the 2015 Copa America by scoring the winning penalty in the final, executing it Panenka style. That's seriously ballsy to do when you know you're crap at penalties. Fair play. 55. He faced Argentina in the final again in the next Copa America, that once again had to be settled by penalties. Sanchez clearly knew better and didn't take a penalty, and Chile retained their title, giving Sanchez his second major international trophy. 56. He was also awarded the Golden Ball for the tournament's best player. 57. He won the Silver Ball in the 2017 Confederations Cup, with Chile also coming second. 58. Like every footballer I research, Sanchez has a bloody statue of him in his hometown. 59. His statue makes more sense when you find out he donated 160 grand to restore 5 football pitches in his hometown. 60. His hometown of Tocopilla is a small and poor mining town. Alexis used to wash cars aged 6 to earn money for his poor family. 61. Sanchez's father deserted his family when he was just a toddler. His poor mother had to raise him, his brother, and his 2 sisters. 62. He promised his mother that he'd one day build her a house. He did exactly that when he was bought by Udinese at age 17. 63. Aside from being just absolutely cracking at football, he has a talent for the piano and also juggling. 64. Sanchez is a brand ambassador for Huawei, as well as being sponsored by that drink which I never actually see people buy, ever. 65.
You look like a
That's right, that's George Wright's dog Nonce Klaxon. Sanchez absolutely loves his 2 dogs, Atom and Humber. 66. He once even brought them along to training, where he went for a run with them before committing bestiality. 67. He went peak cringe Facebook mum when he created an Instagram purely for his dogs. You know what's even worse than that? The fact that I've managed to squeeze 3 bloody facts out about his bloody dogs. 68. Alexis Sanchez caused the headlines in 2013 when he claimed England players had it easy and that they were far too soft. And also that he didn't think England could win the World Cup. I mean, nothing he said there was incorrect. England were, and are, wank. 69. In 2011, FIFA ran a poll asking users to name their most promising player in world football. Sanchez was voted first, ahead of players like Neymar and Gareth Bale. 70. Once upon a time, Alexis was late for a youth team game, and turned up when his team was 1-0 down. He joined the match and scored 8 goals. That, my good sir, is called bullying. 71. His first pair of boots were given to him by his hometown's mayor.
We will now hear suggestions for the disbursement of the $2 million.
Don't you mean $3 million?
72. Chilean legend Marcelo Salas was his idol growing up. It only took until 2007 for him to play up front for Chile alongside his childhood idol. 73. Sanchez supported Universidad de Chile when he was growing up. 74. He used to return to his hometown every Christmas and give out presents to all the kids. He hasn't been able to do this since he moved to England, since we don't have a winter break here. It may be 2018 and British colonialism may be over, but we will always find a way to ruin foreign children's lives. Classic. 75. Former boss Jorge Sampaoli revealed that apparently on international duty, Alexis eats breakfast alone with his headphones on, not talking to anyone. 76. He's faced Real Madrid and Milan the most times. 77. He's done the most damage against Hull City. 78. He has a 100% record against Burnley. 79. He's lost the most times to Chelsea and Bayern Munich. 80. He's not brilliant at penalties as I mentioned earlier, scoring only 3 out of 7. 81. He has received 2 red cards in his entire career. 82. Alexis has won 5 games by a margin of 7 goals. 83. However, he's lost 5-1 4 times in his career. 3 of those were to Bayern Munich. 84. 4 is the most he has scored in a match, scoring all 4 within 30 minutes against Palermo. 85. He's had the shirt numbers 7, 9, 10, 11 and 17. 86. He's combined with Messi to score the most goals for his team. 87. Sanchez has shared the pitch with fellow countryman Mauricio Isla the most times out of anyone. 88. Jesus Navas is not only terrified of beating the first man, but he'll also be frightened of Sanchez too, as the Chilean has beaten him more times than anyone else. 89. Sanchez hates Julio Cesar, losing every single game against the Brazilian. 90. He's played a whopping 418 games since 2008, averaging 41.8 games a season. 91. He is currently dating Chilean actress Mate Rodriguez. You alright, mate? I mean, that works, doesn't it? You alright, mate? Yeah, cool. Unsurprisingly, she loves dogs too. And that is it. Once again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Twitter for some truly vintage tweeting. I'm sorry for swearing so much, Mum. I'll stop. I won't. I really won't.